assistant athletic director, now interim athletic director for the Irving ISD. This is my 40th year with the district, so I know so many people might have taught some of your children, so we coached them. So it was a privilege, I can tell you. 10 years ago, I came to my first one, and the great Mike Kunstott, who coached at Irving High School, and I coached my first year there, was his last year. He worked his basketball camp. Some of y'all remember Mike, great guy. After the first one, we had the desserts were out of control. I mean, we had like 20 different kinds. You couldn't pronounce the names on most of them, at least I couldn't. I told Mike after his orders, Coach, I really think I'm gonna start eating lunch with you guys every week. Y'all really do that right. The desserts, wrong. And kind of looked at me. Okay, Coach, okay. And if you know Mike, he probably would have just said, yeah, don't worry about Coach, make me, I'll pay for it. Just, I did thought I was kidding later. But it's great to be here again. I don't believe we've ever had baseball and soccer. I know we've done football and basketball, but we're in the midst of soccer and baseball season, so we have coaches for each school, and we're going to get on with that program right now. The first is Coach Alan Salmon. He is the head baseball coach at Nimitz. He is a Nimitz grad, one of ours, class of 2003, 12 years in the district. So, Coach, come on.
All right.
All right, so first of all, I'd just like to thank you all for the opportunity to be able to talk about my why and some of the core values that we have in this baseball program. So just to get a little bit about myself, I am a graduate from Colinas High School, like Coach Holmes said, and that kind of leads into my why. Having the opportunity to come back to Nimitz and be able to give back to the city of Irving and the students within Irving is an honor and a privilege that, again, most of us coaches get to have. And, you know, being able to help mold our young students into responsible adults is part of the reason why we do this. Again, our athletics provides opportunities to develop life skills in responsibility, accountability, teamwork, meeting deadlines, you know, setting priorities, sacrifices. And so these are all skills that we teach at high school level through athletics. So just a little bit about our core values at this high school for the baseball program. We go along with the 4 C's, and the 4 C's can be interchangeable depending on who you're asking, but for us, we use commitment, consistency, confidence, and then compete. And they're all related. So with consistency, again, it's the hardest C that the kids have to be able to achieve. And so this requires buy-in from every single kid. Buy into a shared vision, a shared goal. Buy into, again, a sacrifice, staying late after an off-season workout, or coming to a 7 a.m. morning. And so these are skills that we're teaching our kids, again, that they can use outside of high school. So again, commitment is the first one. After that is the consistency aspect of it. And you can't be consistent if there's no commitment there. And so again, what we enforce is having intent with our reps, having a purpose with our reps, knowing what our values are, knowing what goals we're trying to accomplish. And that gives a shared purpose with the consistency aspect of it. After consistency is the confidence. And again, it's only natural that the more you do something, the more you perform a task, the better that you get at it, the more confident you get. And so we try to utilize the consistency, the commitment aspect of it, where they're repping, they're getting better each and every day, they're doing it constantly, to where when they show up to perform at a game, they're totally confident in their ability to do so. Now, once all 3 tools are, utilized, then there's the commit or the compete part. And so, through confidence, through the commitment, through consistency, now they're able to go out there and compete. And it's not just about, for us, the game of baseball and athletics in general. With that mentality of competing, they're also going to win the game of life. And so, Those are our core values that we try to instill in every single baseball player in this high school. Again, we've had a pretty good year so far. We started off the year at 4-1 through our first tournament. We are actually hosting an Irving ISD baseball tournament at all 3 schools. So we would love for y'all, to come out to the games sometime. I know Matt and Irving and Nimitz, we play at 5 and 7:30 tonight at our respective fields. So it would be a great opportunity to catch a game, and again, we'd love to see y'all there. But again, I'd like to thank y'all again for this opportunity to speak to y'all, and like I said, hope to see you again. Thank you.
Coach, next up, we have Eric Alonso, MacArthur girls soccer coach. 34 years coaching, 22 years here at MacArthur.
Wow.
First of all, thank you for the opportunity for being here and sharing lunch with you. Just a couple of things regarding our program itself, and then where we're standing at today with our girls soccer program at MacArthur. Let me go ahead and begin by using the phrases next time, NBA, Twister, and Memphis. Okay? So, like Coach had alluded to, I've been coaching for 33 years now. Got into coaching very relatively young. Started out at the collegiate level and then made my way back into the high school ranks. I'm not from Irving, but I did grow up about 6 miles away from here, over the Buffalo area of Dallas. And as I was going into coaching, I went to a lot of coaching clinics and conventions. And I remember one coach saying at the time, this is in front of all these coaches, they had pen and paper in front of the clinic. I said, wait a minute, watch what we do and take it and make it your own. And that was what I've been fortunate enough to do as being an assistant coach early on in my career for 9 years, and then making the program our own and giving it its unique identity. So when I say that, there's a platform that we use, and I went to a convention one time and absolutely enjoyed every word of it, and embraced it, and brought it, and molded it, and that's something that we use today. And it's something that we use to the platform of positive coaching alliance. So some of you may have heard of it. But they focus on 3 main things, right? They want each athlete to be a triple impact player. And what that means exactly is they want you to focus on, as an athlete, to become a better teammate. Number 2, they want you to make the game itself better. Okay? So we're not only making yourself better, you're making a better teammate, and you're making the game better. All right. So we follow those 3 areas of being a triple impact player: making yourself a better player, making your team a better player, better teammate, and making and respecting the game. Okay, so that's what we kind of follow as we do that. So the part of being a better player themselves is, how do we deal with adversity, especially in a game? What is the mentality? So that as we go into a game, we face challenges and adversity, how do we deal with that? So one of the monitors that we use is next time. Okay, we try, and what's very difficult for us as coaches is we don't want our players to coach the team. We just want them to be offer positive encouragement. So we just say, hey, just tell them next time. Next time may mean use a better technique. Next time maybe make a pass. Maybe next time shoot the ball. Right? That just tells them, get over. There's nothing we can do about it. Focus on the next opportunity. So then you might hear us say NBA on a soccer team. Okay? That for us stands for next best action. Focus on the next one. Don't get yourself down on what you just did. It didn't have a positive result for us. But get the next one, NBA. Okay? So as we go through that helps them become a better player. They're there to encourage each other as on the field, and that also translates into the classroom. And as far as respecting the game, we try to make sure that they understand that soccer is just a part of it. It's part of what they're doing right now. It's an experience. And what we try to do is value those life lessons so they can take that with them. And I know some of these coaches and some of you around here, the impact comes back 5 or 6 years from now, maybe 10 years from now, and maybe 20 years from now, with Coach Nickerson sitting here, when they come back and you see what kind of positive influences they're making in their lifetime. Coach Nickerson was at MacArthur when I started at MacArthur. And then Coach Nickerson returned as a colleague, and we both coached together and taught together in the Department of PE. And then he decided to go to some other school, some other district, but then found his way back to Irving. So very proud of Coach Nickerson and what he's done, as well as his brother too. So tell him I said same as well for him. So with that being said, you know, if you come to a game, like you come, we'll be at Irving High on this Friday night, and you hear them say words like next time or NBA. They'll say Memphis. Memphis is a set piece every year. Everybody has to know their part and how important it is to be a part of their team. So that specific play can go the way it needs to go for us to be successful. Okay, Twister is the same way. So they all know that they can come together for that time and be a good teammate. Okay, so that's what you'll hear there. It's been tremendous to see our former players come back and share their life experiences as far as going to school, making families, and being productive, staying here in Irving or wherever they're at across the country. Specifically talking about our program and where it is today, we are currently tied for third in our district. Playoffs started, we averaged been great. So hopefully with some good results against Irving on Friday, and we have 2 games next week with enough points, we will qualify for the playoffs for the first time in about 3 years. Specifically say, if we haven't heard, we do have a special player that's with us. She is a phenomenal player. She's going to lead MacArthur only more than half of the individual school records for soccer. She's going to lead with, right now she stands at 86 goals in 3 years. So she has the most goals in her career at MacArthur. She's going to lead with the most assists, meaning that she helps the person who scored get the ball to them. She's going to lead the school with the most points. You get points with goals that you scored and assists that you scored. She's going to lead there. And she's also going to lead with the most game-winning goals. In the 3 years that she's been with us, she has scored a game-winning goal in 17 games. So those school records have been shattered. And I say 3 years, she's just a junior. She's graduating early this next December so that she can attend and get another semester of training, and she'll be attending UCLA on scholarship. So she is a very special player that we have, and her name is Anna Sedell. So you might see her, her name's in the paper every week as a leading scorer in the area and assists as well. So she's just one example of some of the girls that we have that do go ahead and pursue playing in college. Most of them will attend some of the junior colleges around, and that's where I think we see our success. That's where women have the opportunity to play at the next level in junior colleges, where that wasn't really the reality a long time ago. Now they have the opportunity to go not only to junior college down the street or at Northlake, but they also have the opportunity to play at schools that offer scholarships to Division I junior college. So that's where most of our players will find themselves. They can continue finding the recruiting process and go on to bigger and better schools and graduate with 4-year degrees. And so we have so many of those that kind of fits our mold. So with that being said, I just want to share with you what we follow with our positive coaching alliance, being a triple impact player. Right now we're tied for third, and we do have some great players there at MacArthur that we will follow along and can't wait to see what they hold for us in the future and see what they can do. All right. So again, thank you again, Memphis, Twister, NBA. Next time, now you know, come out and help us and support us. All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Coach Lonzo. Next we have our head coach from Mac Gardner. He's one of ours too. Graduated from Nimitz, yet went down the road and is the head coach at Mac Gardner. It's his 4th year at Mac Gardner. By the way, his first year he took over, they went to the playoffs. So with no further ado, Coach Brady Williams.
How you doing, guys? Thank you for having me. Like everybody says, this is a great environment, it's a great place, great food, so thank you for having us. Like Coach said, my name is Brandon Williams, the head baseball coach at MacArthur. I graduated from Nimitz, came over to this side, took the head job. I actually played for Coach Salmo here in his first few years at Nimitz. Now, you're going to hear a lot of us talk about the reason why we do things, the standard we hold in our kids. The 2 words that come to mind when I think about mine is accountability and honesty. Baseball is one of those weird games that teaches you life. The best players in the world fail 70% of the time and they're not Hall of Fame. And accountability is big for me because you do the right thing and you do what you're supposed to do and you do everything perfectly. You may not have anything to show for it. And sometimes you're just in the right place at the right time. And the honesty part of it is, if you're true to yourself, true to your teammates, true to your coaches, you're always going to learn something. If you're not honest about it, you don't learn from it. So you can't move on, you can't get better because of it. Myself, like I previously said, I'm an Irving ISD guy. Graduated in 2015. I had the pleasure of hiring my first assistant. That was in 2011 MacArthur graduate. So I have 2 guys on staff that know what it's like to grow up, go to school, and perform in athletics in Irving ISD. It's different than a lot of places. We may not have the most opportunities in a lot of places, and that's what I like the most about it. You get kids that don't have access to a lot that other people have, and a lot of times they want it more than the people that have that access. So that's the reason why I enjoy the most of being, is because of that factor right there. It's early in the year for us, just like you're going to hear Coach Taylor talk about here. One tournament in, and we're 3-2 playing against some very good competition last weekend, beating a state contender in the TAPS private schools, and then also playing a tight one there to a state semifinalist previous season in TAPS as well. So against great competition and being pretty thin with injuries, we played well and have a winning record to show for it against better competition than we played in the past. So I'm happy with what I've seen. I've got guys that show up every day and really want to work and hold themselves to a higher standard without us having to hold them accountable to that. So again, thank you guys so much for having us out here. This is a pleasure to be able to come up and speak in front of you guys. Thank you for what you do, and again, thank you.
Coach. Our next coach is head baseball coach at Irving High School. Sean Kildade's been with Irving for 12 years with the district. He's at MacArthur, and he made the trip down south down the road and went to Irving High School. He's down there, the head coach there in his 3rd year. Coach Gilbert.
Go Tigers.
So as everybody's already said, thank you for having us. It was a pleasure to be here. My early ties actually are a little bit different than some of the others. Some people went to school here. Well, I lived here when I went to school somewhere else. My grandma was actually on the Carnival, which went to school in the district, and my mom taught here for about 35 years. So I love Irving. Unfortunately, there aren't to the time, so I'm still up there. Maybe check over here when I got older, so I got up here eventually. But it took me a little bit longer for this. My life is very simple. I love to give the kids the opportunity to grow, and I love to see what they can go do after they leave my program, my classroom, and I love to watch them come back and tell stories about what they are doing, how they have done things that they never thought they could do because they were presented opportunities to grow and learn. 14, 15, 16, they weren't mature enough to quite see the end goal. They saw the beginning of the road, they didn't see the end of the road. In my program, we have 5 letters because we're tired, so we got 5 letters to go with. It's used for teamwork because anybody that goes out in the world, you have to work as a team. No matter what job you go into, what career path, you're gonna have to work with people, you're gonna have to know how to deal with others, even if you are not certain that you can. Integrity, because you don't have integrity, you're not gonna be able to go a long way with people that you want. Grit, because as Coach said, you're gonna deal with failure. How you deal with that failure is gonna be what's gonna get you the furthest in life. We all coach sport that 70% of the time we fail, 30% of the time we're successful. The ones that can deal with that failure are the ones that can be successful. The E is for energy, bring that energy to everything that you can do. If you can bring that energy, bring that passion, most of the time, even if you don't necessarily have the skill set, you can usually push through to that next level what you need to do in our sport responsibility. Be responsible for yourself, take responsibility for your actions. Don't make excuses for how things have gone. Find a way and get it to go the way that you want it to go. Now, on the field, you're not going to hear me yell out, be a tiger. If you hear me yell, it's a lot of 2 things. Attitude and effort. Because in this world, you control 2 things. You control your attitude, you control your effort. You don't control the weather, you don't control the umpires. You don't control that you hit the ball as hard as you could and the other team's made a catch. But you do control the attitude in which you go about it. You control your attitude of how you dealt with that failure. And you control the effort that you come next time. You also hear me say this a lot of times. You got 1 pitch. And that is 1 pitch to reset your mindset and get your mind back on your next goal. You can't focus on failures. What you have to do is take those failures and learn from them to get success. That's what every great runners will do. But hopefully y'all can come out this week, see us play. We've got some pretty good competition. We actually play Coach Stephen Campbell, who is the Irving high school coach right before me at 5 o'clock. So you gotta come out and watch him. That'd be great to see you there.
Last but not least, before we introduce our last coach, we want to make sure we recognize we have Coach Nicholson as our first-year head coach at Irving High School, athletic coordinator. Glad he's here. Dr. Andre Smith is our assistant chief and is over athletics and all kinds of things. So we're glad he's over our department with the others. We're glad to have him here. And we want to make sure our support we get from our superintendent and all of our staff below her is outstanding. And, you know, when you have a leadership that supports what you do, and for us it's athletics, and if we were in fine arts, we'd say the same thing. The kind of support we get, we're super fortunate to have that. So, and I thank Terry for ramrodding this and inviting us along to the club and having us here. The last coach, Coach John Danvers, the boys soccer coach at Irving High. Many years ago, unfortunately, he was coaching when I was still coaching, so I have stories, and I can't even tell some of them. But I believe he holds the record, you'll remember this game, getting a personal foul penalty at a freshman football game before the kickoff. I really think that's still a record.
I think you're
Coaches, head coach of the #1 ranked 6A soccer team in the DFW Metroplex. He went to the state championship tournament in 2018. Perennially are in the top 2 or 3 in the Metroplex, and we go playoffs every year. So it's a great honor to introduce Don Danvers, who is also an Irving grad, but in this.
I had to make my notes because I can't remember everything like these guys. Anyway, good afternoon. My name is Don Danvers, and I am the head coach of the Irving High School soccer team. I was born and raised here in Irving. I'm Graduated from Minutes in '86, and I am the reason MacArthur made the regional finals after football playoffs. They called me for interference, but I guarantee if you ask Mike Harris, he knows it's the other way around. With SMU, they got the death penalty, so I transferred out to TCU and played football there. Before that, I had grown up playing soccer, where that came from. I'm not a career teacher. This is only my 14th year teaching. Before that, I worked at Irving Mall, father and son shoes, butler shoes, got transferred down to Beaumont. Helped the gentleman start a neurological testing company after that, was in Carbon for 13 years after that, started at Frank Flora, worked with some of the biggest dealerships in the world. In fact, Landers Chrysler was the #1 dealer in the world. So you learn a lot about work ethic in these things. And it's no disrespect to anybody that is a career teacher. That's my background. Been at Irving 13 years, moved back to Irving in 2016. With mom and dad. Some of y'all probably know my parents, Jack and Ed there. If not, you probably see him at Joe's, big tall guy, you can this about 6 inches. Anyway, before I tell you about our program, I want to tell you that this success is made possible because of the support we get from our central admin, our school admin, the parents, athletic office, teachers, campus coaches, everybody involved in it, and my assistant coaches. In these 13 years, we've built this program to 3 teams of 85 to 95 kids total in boys soccer. That includes the filmers and the managers. Everybody, if you do something and you contribute to this team, you do get a letter jacket. Okay? You're involved in this team. You're just as much a part of the success as the players on the field. And looking back, in that 13 years, our record is 152 wins. This is current as of Tuesday. We tied Lake Highlands 1-1, had a goal back again that we couldn't control. So it became a tie. 152 wins, 56 ties, and 75 losses. If you look at that percentage, every time we go on the field, we're successful. When we win or tie, 73.5% of the time. These kids, this program has become one of the, when it gets to the playoffs, people don't want to play Irving High School. Okay. It sound like a typical, but it's true. Yes, we did lose to Howard the last 2 years, the last 4 seconds. And last year, the last 2 seconds, they tied us up and we lost to PKs. That's things we can't control. We played. Every kid left it on the field. We qualified for the playoffs, including this year, 9 of the last 11 years. And in those playoffs, 12 wins and 7 losses. One of the years was COVID. Nobody got to play in the playoffs that year. We had a really good season. I felt for those kids. But our main goal, that is our goal, is to make the playoffs. It's not to win district championships because you can't control a lot of the things, as far as the other teams. Our job is to control what we can do. We're tied for first right now. We have 3 games remaining. We play Jesuit on Friday, away to Jesuit. We hit the first time around. In fact, the guy that's coached Jesuit was my club coach growing up. So he used to get the better of us, but now we kind of even this record, I guess you could say. But with that one goal of making the playoffs, we won our first district championship last year. We're undefeated in the district, which is considered one of the toughest districts out there. I think this year is just as tough. We've got we won 6 bi-district championships, 3 area championships, regional quarterfinal championship, regional championship, the state semifinal tournament, lost to the provincial state champions. They leave us in a game that was, we were a little awestruck at first. The moment was a little big when we started. By the time the game was over, the better team didn't win. And that happens. As far as individual awards for this program, 10 players have made the Tasco All Region team since 2016. I've got 10 players that have made the Tasco All-State team. And as Coach Alonso knows, we nominate them and we can vote, but we can only vote one time, right? So this recognition from the other coaches in our region. Last year we had 4 All-State players on that team. 2 players that made the UIL All-State team. And as Coach Russell said, we're consistently ranked in Dallas Morning News. To me, that's like the Sports Illustrated jinx. And once you get rated, you put a bullseye on your back. You know, we're not scared of the bullseye, but sometimes I like to fly under the radar. He said we're number 1 currently, it's number 4. But for the last 2 weeks prior, we were number 1. This week we're number 4 in the region, or in the Dallas-Fort Worth rankings. These are great accomplishments by a group of young men over a good period of time competing in this tough district. We went from Flower Mountain Market District, which everybody considers toughest, or a lot of people consider the toughest. But you ask these coaches in those other districts, they don't want to play anybody from our district. We lost Lake Allen last year. Lake Allen's turned around and lost them. We both lost in Hills kicks to Allen, who made the state Final Four. And we both returned quite a bit of our team. But our system's not complicated. Everybody talks about the system, and I like hearing other people's systems and things that I try to take from it. But our system is not complicated. And most teams we play know exactly what we're going to do every time we walk down the field. If they know how to play, tell them if they ask. We're going to get the ball wide, get it to the end line, and we're going to drag it back. Set pieces, we're going to go to the PK. Throw-ins and long throw-ins with the flick. Yeah, you've seen it in action. Yeah. You know, we don't overcomplicate things. It's a simple game that we play. It's just sometimes you people make it complicated. We're not the biggest, we're not the strongest, we're not the fastest as a team. But what we will do is we will compete. And we have to play the system. We're a team that believes in the system, and when we step on the field, we always trust each other. We trust the coach, we trust the system, and the philosophy behind it. As a result, no offense to anybody, but in my opinion, we're arguably the most successful boys program in the history of Irving. You're here. That's the way I feel about these kids in this program. What is our philosophy? First, the academics have to be there. If you can't pass, you can't play. We have to pass our classes. After that, it consists of 5 components. The most important one is the trust. Each player has to trust that his teammate's going to do what his teammate's supposed to do. And in return, that teammate has to trust the other ones do. Everybody has to trust everybody or it will not work. They have to trust each other. Then comes communication. We have to communicate the expectations and the game plans. Open dialogue with parents, teachers, and admin, and nonstop communication, practicing games. And it's paramount to what we have to do. Defense is the solid fundamentals, stuck in on challenges, a challenge for every ball, relentless pursuit and support. Possession. In soccer, everybody wants to have the ball 55, 60, 65, 70%. We don't need it that much. I want the ball 45% of the time. Because when you go back and look at the reports that we get when we submit our game film, most teams cannot make consecutive passes of 10 or more, maybe twice a game. Our average possession is about 3.5 to 4 passes. And in that, we have the most dynamic offenses out there. Last year, we scored 70-something goals. It averaged 3.7, 4.7 passes per goal. We're transitioning better. We're going to get it like we look. It's kind of like, Dan Marino, football used to use Dan Marino, John Elway, they were all and they were looking for the long one. When Joe Montana, we were thinking nothing of it, because it was Dan Fouts. We're going to look for the deep ball. We're going to look for our deepest, most open pass, and we're going to break it back. It's not good, we'll come here, and we can work it out for you. It's just the way we do it. Then set pieces, we play every set piece we can into the box. We're having, you'll hear me yell PK if you ever come to the game, and we're trying to make playoff game at Dallas Stadium this year. Hopefully we can win it all, so I can convince the other coach to reach. But you'll hear me just yell PK. The other team knows exactly what we're doing. We're gonna play in the box and see what happens. And, you know, I can go on and on, it's those five things: trust, communication, defense, possession, set pieces. We've got the offseason programs, we've got the preseason programs. The bottom line is, we go out to win every game we play. And when I got here, that wasn't the case. These kids bought in, they enjoy playing. You know. So I'll end with this. If you've ever been to the game, you've seen us huddle up. We say our prayer before we go on the field. Right before they do their, who knows their speakers, I can't even do that for 13 years. Tell them three things. Play hard for each other, have fun, and remember that whatever happens, I still love you. So, thank you guys for having me.
Again, thank y'all for having us. If you want to come watch the best kids in the world compete, come out and find out. Come out and watch the game, watch these kids battle. You'll be proud that you live in Irving. When you see our Irving kids compete, you'll be proud. We've got some of the best kids you've ever seen. So thank you. Come out and watch us play.
You today learning about different things that our students are learning. Something else that I wrote down is that you guys are teaching the importance of core values, life skills, and sports. I kind of did it in honesty, which for club follows that to the T. And also, you guys are doing a good foundation of qualities and traits that you have as they enter the real world. Especially, you know, winning attitude that sometimes fail, but keep going. So we appreciate that. I myself was at Irving High School. I played soccer, I ran track and cross country. I was an ROTC. And so to see that some of the classmates, her 03, 04, some of the graduations there, I'm coming up with my 20-year reunion. So I'm definitely old now. But it's good to see that we're all kind of coming back to the community. And like I said, the youth is the future. And so the coaches know as well, the Rotary Club has a long legacy of helping the youth. And so over the past decades, we now are up to, I think, 7 scholarships. And so there's different criteria that students need to qualify to apply, but there's 6 scholarships that you can now tell your students that whenever they become a senior, they can apply that to their school's foundation. So talking about that, Shane, I would like to bring you up real quick because we just read the scholarships.
That's right. I want to invite all of you with scholarships, please come forward. We do need to take one more picture because we didn't get Val. So if y'all would come forward, we have 7 scholarships now, so we take pride that we can honor all of our schools and then some. So we have a scholarship for each of the schools at Irving ISD. And a couple extras, and we are very proud of that. We love what our school district pours into our kids. I was fortunate to have my Dutch son play for Coach Danvers, and he's now playing college soccer. He's a team captain in North Carolina, and all thanks to the quality program that he played here in Irving. So it's something special. I love what our district does for our kids, so we want to continue to support them. And a big thanks to all of you that read scholarships. It's a lot of work. I know we do have one that's still in progress because Irving High had so many applications. So reading 40 scholarships applications is time consuming. But thanks to all of you.
Scholarships, so I know some of the scholarships were emotional. So thank you guys for taking the time to do all that.
Oh, there you go.
And one last plug in here for Shane, so, we have a program called Interact at the high schools, which Shane is working on having one at each of the high schools. So as the program starts, when you hear about the Interact needs, make sure you guys send some of the students, some of the athletes to be part of the Interact, where they're also gonna learn about the 4-way tests and the different things that we do here. Do we have any last minute announcements for the club?
Did you give out that list of people to call?
Okay, which one, I'm sorry?
The list I handed you?
Yes, so that's gonna go for, Chala, with William Baxter's team, that's gonna be forwarded to her for her to call. So I'll handle that offline. With that, I'm gonna move this time, we have Richard Raymond, give us a performance test. Everybody can please stand up.
Please join me in 4-way test. Essentially, please say first.
Is it true?
Second.
Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
All right, guys, have a great day.